Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
No, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border. And then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on America's soil. So he became the anchor baby. They don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Let me get situated here. I'm just barely sitting down, opening up my stuff here. What's up, everybody? Trying to start on time. Welcome. I see all of you tuning in. Thank you. Jumping into the live chat. You know you can jump into the live chat. We got some nice people there. Maybe sometimes not so nice, but it helps if you engage away. So engage away and chat away. Leave a like as you're coming in. Do you have any manners? What? Were you raised in a home of no consequences? You leave the light off when you walk out of the bathroom too? Just leave it on. Leave the door open. Come on, have some manners. Come on in. The water's fine. But like the stream as you come in. But maybe you don't like the stream. Maybe you don't particularly like the stream because clicking like is no little thing for you. Maybe it's a serious deal. And and you reserve your likes for things you like. Fair enough. Then leave a comment. Leave a comment and tell me what you don't like. Much appreciated. Now let me check my streams here. Make sure I didn't mess anything up here. It feels like I may have. Yep, I did. I did in fact mess something up. Folks, you are listening to me now, streaming on the wrong stream. Hold on. Let me switch them up. You're probably listening to me right now. And you might stop hearing me in a moment. Don't be alarmed. Look into my channel. You will find the live show. You don't have to. I don't have to do that? You don't have to do that. Okay, I don't have to do that. Just tell the people to go to that one. Okay, cool. I'll just delete the one that people are not in then. Okay, that makes more sense. The voice of reason, James Hake. Thank you. No need to do such a thing, right? Folks, if you're listening and confused, I'm just trying to make sure my audience is in the correct place. Don't worry, they will be in a moment. Thank you. Thank you for the patience. So, folks, I mean, we're going to get into a couple things. Going to be loose. Going to be loosey-goosey. Interesting things, insights, and things that we can look into as the world goes nuts. But we'll be getting into all that and your calls. 888-775-3773. If you want to call in, jump on the line, get it off your chest. Much appreciated. Over there on Rumble, I just want to say hi to the Rumblers over there. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Make sure I have everybody here. Hey, what's up, Rumble? Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. If you want to support me over there. Make sure my stream's going on over there. And D-Live. Can I say hi to the D-Live folks? I don't see you because I have not logged in. I believe I have a few. Yeah, it looks like I have a few of you listening to me over there on D-Live right now. Very cool. DLive.tv, I believe. Let me get it right. DLive.tv/Gorgonzola. Nice. Hake is in the chat posting the links. Let me pin that message. That's DLive.tv/GORGONZHOLA. You can find me over there on DLive. Hey, we have a faithful crowd at DLive over there on DLive. and I'm gonna show them some love. What's up, D Live? The poor D Live. What a platform! If you don't know, it was a social media platform. It came about, and it came about the perfect timing, really, as there was all sorts of censorship going on. Founded in 2017, purchased by BitTorrent 2019. I believe it was like a Chinese company. Founded by Charles Wayne and Cole Chen. Later bought by BitTorrent. Never really popped off. I believe the most popular person ever on their platform was banned, and then they never really found their traction again, huh? So many banned people. Censorship. What a mess. They rode the wrong wave. Deep history of D-Live. Yeah, we don't need to get into that. Yeah, Lolo, you missed it. Everybody missed it. The intro. Sorry about that. But thank you for joining on the correct stream. Welcome to the Anchor Baby Show. We've been talking about Israel, really, this past week, honestly. I think I even made a joke. I don't want to hear about Israel anymore. That was obviously a joke. I knew what was coming. But I'm myself interested, too. And like I was saying yesterday, the most fascinating part for me about the whole thing is the human nature on display. Blindness, emotions, and whoever has got the most emotion is the most justified, which is the opposite of logic, reason, and everything good. So, incredible stuff. Where do I want to start, though? I guess I want to start with the babies a little bit. And you've heard about these. The reports of beheaded children, horrible reports, ghastly stuff. And it's been a bit of a information war trying to correctly corroborate these reports and stories. The motivation, besides just wanting the truth, which should be should be just motivation enough, because like I said, emotions are high and war is in the horizon. And war doesn't happen unless you got two people fighting. You got to have the sides and you got to have the emotions. Okay? Or else war just wouldn't happen. Why do you think governments have to win the support of their people to go into these wars? It's not just it's a whole thing. It's all together. And that relationship between the government and the people, lying, truth, etc., right? I've described this over the past few days. I wanted to show you an interesting commentary here. This is a man who I'm actually reading one of his books. Patrick Buchanan. I've spoken about him plenty in the past few months. It's like, finish the book already, Nick. I haven't been reading it that long. Okay, apparition, making fun of my reading speed. But Unnecessary War, Patrick Buchanan. There's a clip kind of going viral. Yeah, going pretty viral, 1 million. Over here on X.com, shared by Michael Tracy. In 2009, Patrick Buchanan wrote, Death of the West. I believe he's called a paleo-conservative. But he's a pretty level-headed guy. Co-founded the American Conservative. And just like a really level-headed guy, in my opinion. Not a guy into... He's about, in my opinion, knowing because he knows. Yeah. Not a radical in that sense. Some might see him as a radical. Some might see him as a I don't know, a nationalist or whatever. He really isn't that, like, he's, like I said, he's very level-headed and well-spoken, so, but a lot of normal things said by well-spoken, decent people, especially older men, are seen as crazy today. So in some senses, he could be seen as a radical, but he's not a true radical in the sense that he stays in reality, in my opinion. The point is, there's a video of him, there's a clip of his that's going viral, and it's about this conflict, but in 2009, he made a warning to Israel, America, the West, I guess. He's on MSNBC, and he's warned in 2009 that the brothers of the little girls killed by Israel during the bombing of Gaza that year would grow up to join Hamas and fight Israel. Michael Tracy here writes, well, it's 14 years later now, and they're grown up. I want to watch this because it's going to set up a couple things that I just found absolutely fascinating. Let's get Little Nick. We need Little Nick. Okay, Little Nick, can you help us out with this one? Okay, so what we got here is we got Pat Buchanan, okay? Okay, I don't know why Little Nick suddenly had like a, I don't know, a N-word WAP accent. I disavow such talk. Okay, Patrick Buchanan, let's watch.
The Israelis have been hit for 6 months with these little rockets, which didn't kill anybody. It was outrageous, cruel, and stupid, and they triggered a blitzkrieg against the Palestinians in Gaza, which in my judgment is an Israeli concentration camp where 1.5 million people are locked up, cannot come out or go in. They've been controlling food, electricity, fuel, and the innocent people in Gaza are the ones suffering.
Concentration camp, Pat, doesn't that diminish the significance of the real concentration camps?
No, I'm not talking about a death camp. I'm talking about what the British had in concentration camps in South Africa.
Very measured, level-headed guy.
And what the Spanish had in Cuba, and what others have had, where they bring all these people, lock them in there, and treat them with great cruelty, and a humanitarian disaster, despite what Zippy Livni says. Well, let me tell you. I tell you how you create people for Hamas. You kill 675 people, you wound and injure 3,000. What do you think the brothers and sisters, those 5 little girls that died, what are they going to be when they grow up? What are these people under this, treated like this?
You know.
Look, why do you think the Palestinians...
You know and I know that Hamas's doctrine... And I can talk about it right here.
I know their
to
doctrine.
hide in schools, in mosques, to hide among the civilians and use civilians for shields. And you know it is a war crime to use civilians for shields. You should be criticizing those war crimes on the part of Hamas.
You should be criticizing them.
I criticize their attacks with those rockets, stupid and cruel. But you sit here and tell me that the Israeli people or the Israeli nation have treated the Palestinian people with any kind of justice. Those towns hit by the rockets are former Palestinian towns. Ashkelon, Ashdod,
speaking of justice.
So, fascinating clip, and this is why. I find Patrick Buchanan to be a measured man, and I don't know too much about, he's saying the cruelty. And I don't know. I don't have any dog. Like I said, I have no bone in that dog. No dog in that fight. And so I just don't really put too much time into, I guess, figuring that out. But what I do want to comment on, let me just quickly say, too, just wanted to quickly comment on the clip. You know, the person Pat Buchanan is talking to, he's talking about, well, these people are using these horrible tactics, like hiding behind children, hospitals and stuff. And that's not, like, that's not propaganda. That's not, like, Jewish propaganda. That's just, like, that's an honest statement, guys. Come on. Like, that's just true. Don't you, they're clear in their strategy, Hamas, Hezbollah. They say they talk openly about inciting violence and to maximize Arab casualties to incite further violence. Like, they're open about this, okay? So that's not propaganda. I like how measured Pat Buchanan is about just being glib about wiping someone off the earth, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to highlight what he's saying about these blood feuds that continue. Hate begets hate. conflict begets conflict. And the bigger the conflict, the worse the pain, the worse it's felt, and the longer it lingers, the longer the sentiments linger, etc. Okay? And you've heard me the past few days. I don't really take a side. I've seen atrocities on both sides in the past 100 years. You could go back all the way to the beginning. So, and you've also heard me in the past few days condemning Hamas and horrible attacks and all that. It's just horrible. But I wanted to highlight what Patrick Buchanan was saying here, because people are talking about the babies. The babies. We all can agree. I don't have to repeat this. This is just obvious. If you have been listening to my show at all, I don't want babies dead. Groups that are doing that, yeah, don't be surprised when they get wiped out. By a more civilized world, you could have your argument, well, what's true civility, huh? Well, Nick, what's true civility when they put them in a open air concentration camp? Well, you know what? You can nitpick on true civility. There's a difference between, killing babies, not. Anyways, that's obvious. The point is, people are talking about this there, and I was telling you earlier, it's been a information war on verifying these comments. I showed you yesterday's Biden had a commentary. He had his remarks on the whole conflict. And I showed you how in his speech, he said that there were reports of these children being killed. So you would think that in the address, the President Biden would just go in on that. If he could confirm that, they would go in on that and be like, they're beheading children out there. But he was measured in his claim and said there were just reports. Later, the day after, yesterday, so I think that was Tuesday. Yesterday, updates on the babies. Okay, update on the babies. I told you about Biden's remarks. Interesting. On the report claim, Biden then later met with a council, a Jewish council. Okay, spoiler alert, was linking it yesterday. They had a live thing. It was during this meeting that Biden made a bombastic claim of seeing photos of these terrorists beheading the children. Okay, he's made this claim, right? President Joe Biden, this is NBC, painted a vivid picture of the horrors of the Israel-Hamas war. He said, he's quoted, "I never really thought that I would see and have confirmed pictures of terrorists beheading children," Biden said in broader remarks. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for further details. Two senior administration officials said Biden was referring to reports from Israel. So they're walking back those claims. Significant when you're trying to incense the emotions of the American public. That's why I'm reporting on this. Don't want babies dead. But the truth is also important. Okay. So it turns out now it turns out this morning though, there's maybe new reports confirming this. So I'm not here saying either way. It could very well be true. And that's a horrible, ghastly thing. But I wanted to say this in context, in light of Patrick Buchanan's comments, the blood feud I've described over the past 100 years in these past few days on the show, the atrocities on both sides, and that's still considering the reality of Hamas terrorists and people who seem psycho, hell-bent on destruction. But we've also highlighted the psycho public, Americans in this country, at hearing the words de-escalate in reference to this conflict, booing senators, U.S. politicians. The psychos in the public are just like the psychos in the government. So we've described all that. And so they're talking about the babies, and I wanted to say this, is that I don't care about the babies. I don't care about the babies. Neither do you. Most people over there don't care about the babies. In fact, most parents over there of those babies, of those alleged murdered babies, don't care about their babies. Okay? And I'm not trying to be, gotcha, all deep. Oh, dang, what a point. This is wisdom that we've heard. JLP Show, thank you. I'm on his network. But most people don't have love, and they don't care about the babies. Okay? And we can understand that and still not want babies dead. But you don't care, and they don't. People don't. And let me prove it to you. Let me prove it to you. I want to show you something that reminded me of some very wise, deep points that Jesse Lee Peterson made. Check this out. I want to show you something I found out about the Hamas leaders. I didn't know this. Check this out. Okay. Hamas, 2021 Hamas hotel invoice. Hold on. Let me get this for you. Da-da-da. Beautiful, beautiful. Check it out. This is how much they spent on luxury hotels, the leaders of Hamas. Because they're doing well, is what I want to show you. They're doing well. They're living it up. Hold on. Trying to pull it up here. Okay. I just closed all my tabs. Beautiful. You gotta love it. Doing Ismail Haniyeh. You're looking at Ismail Haniyeh. And this is what's amazing about this story here. There's photos of their children, of the Hamas leaders and their children, driving Lamborghinis, living it up, spas, hotels. These people are worth a nice amount of money. And it reminded me about something so interesting. It reminds me of Jesse Lee Peterson and how he woke up to these race hustlers in America. You see these race hustlers, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, etc. And they made a living, made a career, made a whole life out of telling Black America. And in different flavors, too. So some went like an Arab flavor, like a Muslim flavor. Like, it's very odd. It's very strange. And Hebrew, Israel. Anyway, they telling them that your problem is white people. You're being oppressed. You're being everything that's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Justifying their anger towards whites. Really their anger that's been fomented from their own trauma in their own families growing up. And telling them that their issue is the white man. Keeping them in bondage. Using words to brainwash. Using words and tactics, by the way, which are much older than the civil rights and the black movement in America. These race hustlers learned from the best. The communists, okay? W.B. Du Bois and the I want to say, I was going to say ancient, but that's not the right word. But you know, this ideological or philosophical battle between Du Bois and Booker T. Washington on the fate of blacks. W.B. Du Bois learned from the communists, okay? Using these tactics and words to brainwash Black America. It reminded me of that and how Jesse saw these race hustlers, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, with these droves of blacks under their spell. And he noticed something about them. He noticed they were living it up. He noticed they were living high off the hog, as Jesse would say. You see what I'm saying here? Very enriching themselves by justifying and keeping anger going. Anger is a lucrative industry if you have the correct levers to control the people. So that's just an interesting thing I noticed. And so they don't care about the children. And then Patrick Buchanan talking about, the bombing of Gaza, blah, 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 2009, fomenting anger that these young ones are going to grow up to become fighters. You know, Jewish parents teaching their children that you're in a world that hates you. You're in a world that just not that long ago, there was a Holocaust. Never again. It can't happen again. We can't let it happen. You're hated, or even worse. I've even highlighted instances and videos, and I can't tell you how deep this goes, but I've highlighted instances where it's little young Jewish people over there at Israel spitting on Christians, or talking about kill the Palestinians, end them all, off the face of the earth, parking lot, gene pools, end the gene pools, blah, blah, blah. So they too don't care about the babies, the children. They don't care. They're fomenting anger. Anger's the same as murder. So nobody cares about the babies. So don't show me pictures of babies, you evil people, to manipulate me. Don't do that. Because I'm not, I'm going to ignore that. That's just an evil tactic. Because it's obvious I don't want that. That's just clear. And I don't think most people do. You know what I mean? So don't show me these images, even if it turns out to be true, Nick. Nick, it's so true. It really is true. Confirmed. Uber confirmed. 40 babies. I don't care. And I say that. You know how I'm saying that. With that, I don't care. You know how I'm saying that. With that, at least, hopefully, on its way towards love. We'll see. Maybe one day I'll know when I have love. What do you guys think? Huh? What are y'all thinking about this? You guys see that connection? Hamas, they're like the race hustlers. And the parents teaching, keeping Holocaust fear, blah, blah, blah. They're like the race hustlers. Actually do. Well, imagine that. What's up? David, Imperfect Citizen, Sam. Just saying hi to the chat. Chico Stick. What's up, Bob? Carlota, Jupiter Rich, Sion with the super chat. Thank you so much. Let me see what she sent me. The lovely Sion. We have flight attendant Sion. Thank you with the generous super chat. Sam Freeman with the super chat says, hot seat. Was Jesus good? What the? I don't know. Was Jesus good? No man is good, but the Spirit in him, working through him, was good. Wait, actually, didn't Jesus actually say that? That's actually so funny. I'm just repeating things I've heard, like Jesus, no man is good, right? But actually, hold up. Didn't he actually say that? Guys, your Anchor Baby host, what kind of Christian is he? Did Jesus not say, in fact, to that very question of, are you good, that no man is good? Why do you call me good? Jesus said in Mark 10. Sorry, y'all. I'm having church right now. All of you have already done this in Sunday school, I'm sure. But your Anchor Baby host is having a moment right now. Mark 10. Hello, super chatter. Who sent me that? Sam Freeman. You ever read the Bible? Now I read the Bible. Now I feel smarter than Sam, and I'm lording it over him. Huh, Sam? I literally just read it with you guys. Huh, Sam? You ever read the Bible? Ever read something called the Bible? He says, hot seat, was Jesus good? He says, why do you call me good? Jesus answered, no one is good except God alone. Wrecked. Good teacher, what must I do to be saved? Thank you, Hake. We thump it today. Yeah, we're making the most out of Thursday. We love Bible Thumper Thursday. You guys catch the JLP show? Come on, you guys, for sure. Have to have. You guys are in the chat making little tier lists. Some of you have been making little tier lists. Why are you lying? You know JLP is at the top. And then Hake anywhere not second? Okay, liars. Having fun with the chat, y'all. For the listeners who have been listening, if you have been wondering where the podcast has been, I treated y'all right. Go to Substack, okay? AmericanAnchorBaby.substack.com. You can listen to the show again. And you could after the fact, I'll upload it. You could listen to the show via podcast. If you like listening to it via Spotify, you can do so. AmericanAnchorBaby.substack.com. Thank you. Let's move on here. Let us move on here. Hold on. Let me open up my caller thing here. I didn't even have it open. 888-775-3773. All right. What should I do next? You know, Cenk Uygur's running for president. And I had started talking about an interesting moment between the youth and the older people. I think I might just go into this topic. It's going to have to be freestyled. I don't have any links. I'm going to go off the top. Should I do this? I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. Cenk Uygur. Okay, I find this fascinating.
Controversy.
Cenk Uygur, okay? The Young Turks, which Jesse Lee Peterson appeared on the Young Turks once. Great stuff. In beautiful Jesse Lee Peterson fashion and form. Can we even like pull it up a little bit? In fact, we have the technology. We can rebuild him. Folks, we have the technology. You got to love it. You got to love the future. Maybe some things you don't love. But this is Anna Kasparian, one of the hosts of the Young Turks. We'll just watch a little bit of this. Freestyle in this segment. We got Mistake to Let Women Vote is the title of this Young Turks video with 1 million views. You got to love it. Thank you, Young Turks, for featuring Jesse Lee Peterson here on the Young Turks Network. You got to love it. How long ago? 11 years ago, folks. I mean, this is a gold. This is a YouTube legend. Check it out.
Fox News contributor Jesse Lee Peterson
calling him a Fox News contributor. Let's go.
Was on Fox News recently on the Hannity show, and he basically reiterated the notion that
put some
one
respect
of America's
on his name.
biggest problems or mistakes was allowing women to vote.
Yes.
Now, back in March, he was giving a sermon, and during that sermon, he first talked about why it's such a horrible idea for women to be given the right to vote. Let's watch.
Ooh, they even put a clip of Sunday church. You gotta love it.
A few out there that are logical women that can make sound decisions. But
see, he said a few. Anna Kasparian, very measured, wise man. Anna Kasparian, you're not being very fair.
Most cannot. Women.
He said most
cannot handle power. It's not in them to handle power in the right way.
What's funny is women know this. Women know what he's saying.
Men are so weak, they've been so intimidated that they allow these women to just run wild and screw up everything. One of the greatest mistakes that America made was to allow women the opportunity to vote. Wherever women.
I don't want to, I guess, spend too much time here freestyling this, but let's move on. Let's go. Cenk Uygur. Oh, they just talk about him. I swear Jesse was on, though. He's spoken to Cenk. Check it out.
Speaking of what we do when we're under
Cenk on Jesse Lee Peterson's show. So Cenk was on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, at least.
So a man is a male who stands up strong and provide?
Sure. Let's go with that.
And so are you a man?
I hope to God I am, yeah.
You're not sure?
I'm pretty sure, but I think that other people get to judge.
So he started the conversation with, I don't know why, but he seemed to obsess over what it means to be a man. And he started the interview with that.
You don't care about that?
And then
Why are you so obsessed with that? Ew. That's such a woman thing to say. Anyways, we're just going into the Young Turks rabbit hole here. I mean, this is kind of funny. So, Cenk Uygur on the left here is the mastermind behind the Young Turks Network, okay? And they are progressives. A progressive. Think of a Bernie Sanders. Think of economically, think redistribution of stuff. Okay, pretty radical. Think socially progressive. Protect all people, minority classes. Think racism. This person believes in they believe racism is a real concept. Radical, deep end, off the deep end, conspiracy theorist, radical. I gotta say, this is Cenk Uygur. He's a progressive. He calls himself a progressive, and progressives believe in racism. So off the deep end, just like conspiracy theorists, like. Anyways, radicalized. But Cenk Uygur here is a you know about him a little bit now. He's running for president. Okay, apparently running for president against Joe. See, he's not happy with Joe. So as progressive and as radical and all that, as I said, the funny thing about Cenk Uygur is I'm going to show you. There's, compared to what's the progressives that are coming, dang, Cenk. I want to demonstrate how the bar changes. Okay, the bar changes, and now Cenk is based. I'm about to show you. You think Cenk is progressive and a loser? I'm about to show you. You're about to end this segment calling Cenk based. Watch. Okay.
Here comes the
his announcement here.
Part I shouldn't say. I believe that if I were the benevolent dictator of the world, I would legalize bestiality where you are giving, where you are pleasuring the animal.
Wait, what? Oh, my bad. I'm sharing a Mark Dice video, and this is such bad journalism. Folks, this is not a video of Cenk Uygur announcing his presidential run. This is a video of Cenk Uygur, probably taken out of context. I have to just assume that. Of him talking about something gross, apparently bestiality. But we got the report from Newsweek. Let's get some real reporting. Newsweek, Cenk Uygur's presidential run sparks avalanche of jokes and mockery. Okay, that's a headline you can go with, Newsweek. But he's running for president. Okay, so there's the news, folks. My apologies. The announcement by Cenk Uygur, host of the progressive news commentary outlet, The Young Turks. He is launching a bid for Democratic nomination of president. For president and has been met with derision. Whatever. Mean bullies online. Calling him chunky yogurt, probably. I don't know. Bunch of mean bullies. Just bullies. So he's a progressive, right? And progressives, they believe Palestine should be liberated from its occupation. And just like I see the silliness of taking a side, just flattening the Palestinians, I find that also silly. Oh, it's occupied. But also, they're pretty evil sometimes. But anyways. Chunky yogurt. Stop laughing. Don't be rude. Don't be rude, folks. We're better than that. Folks, okay? So I'm telling you about Young Turks. I'm telling you about Cenk. He is running for president. He's a progressive. I want to show you something fascinating about the progressives. Okay? Because he has a nephew, Hassan Piker. And you know him maybe as Woke Bay. He too is a progressive. He has a very popular YouTube channel. Very popular Twitch channel as well. And he commands a very large and young audience, very female audience too, I must say. Hassan Piker. Not Wow Hassan. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. YouTube.com at Walking on Water Hassan, a host on this network that I'm on. I'm talking about Hassan Piker. Let me show you an amazing interaction between Hassan Piker and Cenk Uygur, the younger progressive and the older progressive. Because Hassan Piker, like many progressives, they believe in racism, but they believe that Even they believe that poverty, for example, causes crime, and these criminal areas, these black areas, Baltimore, whatever, that these people they're like he believes like AOC does. They just want bread. They just want bread. So, I mean, they definitely want bread. You know what I'm saying? But for other things, and they're fed. People don't go hungry in America. Let's be real. You don't go hungry in America. But Hassan Piker believes in all that radicalism, that poverty creates crime, and it's these riots are voice of the unheard, and they're rioting and looting because of racism, all that stuff. Okay, and the old progressive and the young progressive had a clash on this concept, crime in America, and you know, crime has been exacerbated by the laws, by literally the leaders and the lawmakers. They removed cash bail. They're lenient on criminals, folks. Come on. They're lenient on criminals. They're letting them out, folks. Is it any surprise? So the old progressive and the young progressive meet in this fascinating clip here.
You know what people do ignore? The Duluth Dyson, Larry Sinclair, just sucking Barack Obama.
Whoa. Folks. Folks, I don't care about that. Where is the correct video, Twitter? Hold up. This fascinating moment.
3 crimes in a row. I'm not worried about deterrence. I'm worried about getting him the fuck off.
Whoa. I'm saying whoa because of the swearing, folks. I'm about to show you this video. Like I said, I was freestyling this. Let me find the link. Okay, I think I got it. What's up, Bill? So there's swearing, folks. Careful. Talking about crime with the older progressive. Remember, this is his uncle. And Hassan Piker got his whole... We'll get into it. Watch.
I'm not worried about deterrence. I'm worried about getting him the fuck off the street.
It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society.
So he stops punching...
This is someone's dumb edit. This is someone's stupid edit. I don't care about your edit. It's probably a nice edit. It's probably a really nice edit. Let me go back to Friday's show. How about I just do that? I know I have it there. Thank you for bearing with me, folks. You guys want to see this. I find it interesting. Check it out. I got it. Okay. Here's the video. Cenk Uygur, Hassan Piker, crime.
Past reality. You guys are going into the... Hold on. You guys are going into stores. Guys are harassing people on the streets, etc. And they're walking, brother. They're walking. And that's why they're coming back and doing it again and again and again. If you say that's not happening, you're arguing against reality. And that's exactly what I'm saying here. Us, that's not reality. That's not the reality that I live in. Crazy, man.
No. Saddens me to see you go along with mainstream media narratives that are inherently reactionary.
Haas, you're not living in reality. But if you think a general voter watches this and thinks that they would vote for you, you're totally detached from reality.
It's not
true.
Just talking past.
The wisdom of just someone a little bit more decent and older, as progressive and all that, as progressive as Cenk and off the deep end he is. Can we get a based? Can we get a based for Cenk Uygur? Based Cenk Uygur. This is how radical people are becoming, and this is what I was saying yesterday too with my call with Art, and I do appreciate it. I liked my call with Art, and because the true radicalism is not believing your eyes. Simple things like that. Denying your eyes, right? They're walking, brother. They're literally they're literally walking out of those people are not they're walking out of the stores. No repercussions. That's the true radicalism, folks. Turning away from just simple truth, your eyes, you know what I mean? And in that vein of thought or line of whatever reasoning, what I'm talking about, the true radicalism, putting away your eyes, putting away your logic as well. You're seeing all these emotions, both sides yelling, genocide, flatten, Gaza, Hamas, we're going to kill, gas the Jews. The true radicalism, pure emotion, no logic, no truth. Amazing. So I found this so funny too. You know, they have a much longer interview. Basically, Hassan Piker, just to set this up a little bit even more.
So things.
Hassan Piker, basically, he's very popular. He's definitely eclipsed Cenk Uygur and the Young Turks. The Young Turks has multiple hosts and a whole thing. Hassan is himself. He might have a team and all that. I'm sure he's doing very well. But his Twitch stream and him have eclipsed his uncle. The uncle that brought him into the whole thing, right? And this whole thing is so interesting to me too, not just because of the difference in policy and their arrival to conclusions of policy and human nature and lofty things such as that, but we're seeing on display the breakdown of the generations and the family, etc., as this Hassan Piker starts lil broing his uncle who brought him into the industry. He brought him into the industry, and he starts lil broing him in this whole podcast. If you watch it, I didn't watch the whole thing, but he's like, yeah, just ignoring him. Walks off screen. He's like, yeah, you can keep talking. I just got to go do something. Yeah, I'll be right back. He'll walk off the camera, go get a drink. I don't know. Meanwhile, they're like debating things, and Hassan goes off on his little thing, and then Cenk, his uncle, the older one, have some respect, is about to respond, and he's like, oh, yeah, just keep talking to the camera. And he leaves, like, just lil broing him and this whole thing.
Should keep doing...
it's...
Whatever it is you were going to say.
These are the custodians of tomorrow, if you will. Am I just railing against family drama here, being dumb? But I thought it really demonstrated something interesting here. It really did. They're walking, brother. They're walking. So Cenk has interesting issues with Biden and all that, but he's still progressive. But he's got interesting issues with he's off the deep end with the Trump stuff and Trump supporters. But he's got interesting criticisms of the Democrat Party in terms of corruption, policy. There was something interesting too about housing and stuff. But whatever. Cenk Uygur, wishing you well, brother. I wonder what you think about the world, truly, Cenk, and seeing Hassan, and what you really thought about him little broing you like that. And I doubt he actually cares, but because like a more mature, seemingly as progressive as he may be, as much as we disagree, seems like he's been he's like an industry legend almost, right? And I don't think he cares too much about being lil broed by Hassan Piker. I don't think anybody should. But yeah, he's so interesting. And this Hassan Piker has been just a rabid with this like Palestine stuff, just like salivating with violence and anger. I mean, it's one thing to understand the plight of the Palestinians and wanting them to have a nation and wanting them to this or that for them, but it's another to be okay with the to be over here in America, just be like cheering on, like slaughtering and stuff, like, you know what I mean? And I understand war is war and conflict is conflict. You could call it an atrocity. Some people call it their fight and all that. But this is a individual who influences a lot of people here in America, and he's just a communist America hater. He's just a total communist. And these Cenk Uygur types are usually pretty interesting and kind of based sometimes on foreign policy and America, the machine, and how its history and how it's been treating its people. But Hassan Piker seems to take all the based parts of this world of politics and just like pervert them and distill them into just weird conclusions of hate and hatred to white people, white America, Christianity, everything that's created this country and Christendom, And the most disgusting part about it for me is just his counter signaling of this world he's living in, and wanting the destruction of it while he's living it up in it. And he's one of these decolonizer types, and we just got a taste of it, didn't we? They call it. You got all these Black Lives Matter, pro-Palestine people in America showing you these images of war over there in Israel, and they're calling it decolonization. They're like, oh, what did you expect? What did you think decolonization was going to look like? Which is just funny and ironic in itself. So what you're telling me is decolonization looks like more colonization. Okay, I'm not the first one saying that. I'm just telling you guys some interesting remarks here. So, whatever, Hassan. Listen to your elders. Get it together. And women, what do you... There's so many women supporting him. He's got a lot of ladies. Women are so easily influenced by like a good-looking person. Hassan Piker. He's all yoked and he's symmetrical looking, right? They call him Woke Bay. It really doesn't take much with you ladies. I'm telling you, when I was in Canada and Justin Trudeau was running, I can't tell you how many women, back to back, old and young, I really am not exaggerating this, how many women I heard pledge their support for Justin Trudeau simply because they thought he was a good-looking guy. Young Trudeau coming in on the scene, liberal, I'm fighting for you. I remember his ads, too. They targeted young people, his ads. Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. Canada, he's an anchor baby from Canada. Justin Trudeau, who's been dictator of Canada since like 2017. Since 2015. Some people were wondering about that, too. Like, what? He's like a dictator or something? Well, you may not know, but they don't have like term limits. Not like that. The government right before him, Stephen Harper, was there for like 15 years. And he was the stuffy old conservative. So when Justin Trudeau, liberal, talking to the college people, I remember the commercials, Liberal Party for Canada, smearing these racist conservatives. All the ladies, I remember young people, older people, they said, he's so hot. So, yeah, Jesse's right. Young Turks, Anna Kasparian. Jesse's on it. Giving them the vote was a mistake. Look at that. He just has to be a good-looking person. Too easily influenced. Hassan Piker isn't even that, like, funny or whatever. But that's just my opinion, right? Clearly has a large audience, so plenty of people find him interesting. Okay. Anything else about this? Anything else about this? No. Cenk Uygur. Amazing. So what else? I think that's everything with Cenk over here. I'm just reading your chats right now. Have a loosey-goosey Thursday, y'all. How's your Thursday going, huh? Have you guys subscribed to my channel? Have you guys hit the notification bell? Because we're going to have a flight tomorrow, and you don't want to miss your flight. Once those doors close, you know you can't get on. Now, I know some of you wake up on the plane. We bring you on, and you're sleeping, and you wake up on the plane. But press that notification bell. That way you don't miss tomorrow's flight. Should be around 4 p.m. Pacific time. I had someone commenting on my video the other day who had found my channel just randomly. And I'm grateful if you're listening. Super cool that I'm getting viewers who, just signals the whole idea. They're finding me by chance. Commander Korn, if you're listening, tune in tomorrow to check out Nick's stream. Totally different format. You might like it. Let me see what's going on over on Rumble. I want to say hi. Being enlightened till I rise. What's up, sir? I'm in Canada and can back up what Nick is saying, says old Saucy over there on Rumble. Told you. They voted for his hair, and now we're all under his dictatorship. Thank you, old Saucy. Appreciate that. So true. I just need, thank you. Get some credibility. Put some respect. Put some respect on the anchor baby's name. We got Brian, North Carolina, on the air. Appreciate your call, sir. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
All is well, sir. No complaints here.
Right on, man. I done missed the show for like 2 weeks, man.
Ooh, it's been I think it's been pretty interesting, especially this past week.
I know. I got a lot of catching up to do.
Well, thank you for that, Brian. That's
I lost my moderator status. I guess I should have informed you I would be absent.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I think I might have made you a mod a while ago.
Yeah,
Did
I
do that? I think you said something. You lost it, you said?
Yeah.
I don't remember taking you off.
I don't know how it works, but
I might not understand that quite either. But if I remember, you said something about being an air marshal, and I thought it was so funny. I had to make you an air marshal. And as you know, folks, we fly on Fridays, and planes, they have air marshals. They're usually wearing plain clothes, but they're there to keep the peace should we ever have a Spirit Airlines fiasco.
That's right. I'm inconspicuous.
All right. Well, if I see you in the chat, sir, I might give you a badge if you want it. You know, it's a little bit of responsibility.
Right on. No, I appreciate it.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I got some catching up to do, man.
So
but it's good to watch the show. But you're back on it.
So yeah, 2 weeks. You said it's been some time. Incredible moments in the world. Any thoughts, Brian, on anything that's been going on?
No.
Are you by chance named Brian in the Rumble chat?
In the what chat?
Rumble chat.
Same name.
Okay, no worries. So 2 weeks, man. You said no thoughts?
No, I don't have any, man. It's just another war.
Right. That's what I've been saying too. I feel about it like Ukraine.
I have been hearing a lot about it, but I haven't been personally paying any attention to really know anything worth not knowing.
Yeah, I've been kind of going into it a little bit, focusing on human nature, really. Kind of went over some of the history on Monday. Really got to talk to people about it on Tuesday and kind of crystallized what I had to say about what I'm seeing on Wednesday. It's been some interesting shows, man. And yeah, I think people their emotions are high. I don't know if you've been seeing U.S. politicians and U.S. people here in this country, booing the notion of de-escalation. I played this clip yesterday, and it was this Democratic senator, and he's talking to the people. He's pro-Israel. He's saying all the things you want to hear, but he said he dared to say one word: de-escalation, and it was American citizens booing. What do you think about that?
You know, that sounds like another example my best friend was telling me about earlier today. And really what I think about that is just, you know, there's always going to be people that are a mess within something that's just going on. You know, you're going to hear people that want evil things to continue to happen, and then you're going to hear people who don't want things to continue to happen, but it just is what it is. It's no different than what I see every day now. You know, it's just evil is so braggadocious and in your face. And so it's like, it's just another day really in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be. And it at least for a lot of us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't really have too much thoughts about it, man. I think that it's pretty crazy from what I hear how it kicked off. I thought that was pretty insane. How apparently the Hamas flew in on paragliders.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty that was really primitive of them to do so. It was so primitive it worked.
That's what I remember having that thought as well. It just seems like more stuff comes out, and even that initial account of this rave out in the desert near the border, it was supposed to be this peace operation or peace event. not operation, like an event for peace, okay? And charity people and activists came and they were there. And it seems like amidst the past few days, that story has been challenged, that there were Israeli military forces there already, and that's what the shooting was. The fog of war, man. One thing we can agree on is an attack like that. I mean, civilians, just horrible, and you can't. How do you not expect a retaliation? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right about that. It's wild to see. That's like something you would see in a movie. You know?
Yeah.
The fact that like there's actual citizens being wiped out,
right?
Just because they're there. You know. Like I personally could never imagine if that was happening here. You know?
Yeah. The thing is hostages is a viable strategy for Hamas. It's a good one, and which has historic precedence. You know, they've traded individual Israeli hostages for thousands of prisoners. So they have a historic precedence on this strategy. It works for them.
Wow.
Even taking one. Yo, so do you know what the age?
Well, okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead.
No. I'm changing the subject a little bit.
You just made me think about. Okay, so yeah, that's a tactic that they, that's a go-to tactic for them. We take hostages. That's what works for us to get our way.
Right.
But we know that Israel has been giving them their way for a long time. This is like something that happens. There's an uproar. Israel gives them what they want.
Yo. That's an interesting point. I was talking about this with someone who was telling me that they're, like over here, there's many Israelis who aren't exactly religious. They're atheist liberals, and they have a liberal party, if you will, a liberal voters over there who are like sympathetic to Palestinian plight and the occupation and stuff. So that's one thing. But another thing, what you're describing is interesting. It's something Thomas Sowell was saying in 2014 about that conflict and about the decisiveness of wars. Once upon a time, a nation would know that starting a war with another nation is serious stuff, because should they lose, they don't just risk losing and death and stuff. They risk complete annihilation. And in this new modern world where you have world powers backing younger nations in their conflicts, they can do little strikes and expect not to be completely annihilated. So it's changed the whole landscape of war itself and its decisiveness and its consequences. You see what I'm saying? Something Thomas Sowell was saying.
See. No, I see exactly what you're saying, and I think that there's another variable in there, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think the fact
that goes for Israel
proximity
and the Palestinians.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But the whole situation now that we're talking about, it just kind of makes me imagine, a married couple and a husband who's been letting his wife have her way, and then now it's like, okay, enough is enough. we about to put the smack down on you.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Except it's like almost like the husband let it get so bad that she's become this could be a wrong view. This could be out of ignorance, but like a rabid mess. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what are we gonna do?
Right.
What are we gonna do? Do we have to put her in a straitjacket now? Like, wait, what do we do? But look what you did, husband. But anyway,
right.
But I feel like that may be a little ignorant, because I have described my ignorance. I'm commenting more on human nature. Very interesting there, though.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what a mess. I'll say these Europeans got to get it. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, what's the age? What's the limits for drafts and all that? Do you know?
The age limit?
Yeah, like
I don't know about. I don't know. I don't know about as far as. I don't know about as far as the draft, but I do know you can't be old to enlist.
Gotcha. And
but that's enlistment,
right? That's enlistment. And I heard, like, should a war ever get bad enough, age limits for conscription, that goes out the window. So
that 100% goes out the window.
Yeah, it's like, look at Russia now. Russia and Ukraine have raised their draft age limits. So
Oh yeah, I know a couple like 6', 13-year-olds that would definitely be going to war if it got to that point.
You're good. Stamp.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, he's in.
Just slap their back as they're jumping out of an airplane. Yeah, you're good. That's amazing. I was gonna say, someone I heard recently too, that IQ is a factor. Is this true? Like, let's say, so you were just start drafting a bunch of people, you measure their IQ and then determines where they go. Is that true?
No, it's not. Okay, yes, I was gonna. You caught it at the end and said determines where they go. Yes, there is a placement test, if you will.
I'm going to the front. Dang it.
Oh man, you know what's crazy, Nick? That test is really simple. You know, even if you don't know a lot, you know, you can kind of use some basic logic and rule some things out to answer some questions. But you would be amazed at some of the test scores that people get in the military with.
Really? Okay.
It's baffling, man. It's like outrageous. Like, how can you score that low?
All right, now fill this man with munitions.
They make those guys truck drivers and cooks.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, I could be a cook.
That's wild.
The problem too is that I'd be a fantastic soldier, but not because of bravery, but because I'll eat anything and I'll sleep anywhere.
You know what, Nick? I think you would make a good leader in the military, but not a good soldier.
No, don't say that. All right.
Because you would probably be asking questions and shit.
I got questions.
And you don't get paid to ask questions.
Right on. Well, thank you, Brian.
That's funny.
Much appreciated.
Thanks, Nick. I wish you well, man.
Thank you. Call me again. Whew. Yeah, just asking for a friend. H. George, 1993 asks, Nick is low IQ. Well, the thing is I think I'm like, like mid-witty. And if I think I'm that, then I'm probably dumber. And I do some pretty dumb things. I was saying the other day, I might do well as a slave. That was a joke. Okay. Someone, you guys are saying funny things in the chat. Nick would play guitar for the troops. Yeah, at the front lines. Carlota. Jeez. I'm scared. Nick, you would be a perfect guy. Oh. Look. I might lead a charge or two. Let's go! I definitely try and survive and survive with my brothers beside me. Obviously, we're LARPing and we're in our minds, we're in our imaginations a little bit. There's no war. There's no World War III right now. Let's stay in reality, but we're also having fun. But yeah, it's imagination, y'all. Let's be real. Hake, Nick got at least 120. Nick is in the 2-man missile silo, giving the strap test with the keys. You know what's up. Let's go. Spray and pray, fellas. Make me a grenadier or something. World War III. I wanted to say something about that. Draft. Oh yeah, I remember signing up for the selective service. I was in Canada, and I had to go to the U.S. Embassy. So I'm an anchor baby in Canada, and I had to renew some stuff. Oh great, a walking grenade. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I had to go to the embassy, the U.S. Embassy, renew something, and this lady produced a cream-colored, very nice-looking, cream-colored parchment paper-looking thing like this. Very nice. It looked very nice with this typeface. It was very nice. And not nice in that it was like adorned like it was fancy. It would just look like, it just looked rugged, like it came out of the Vietnam War or something. The point is, she produced this piece of paper and she's like, and I'm like, what's this? She says, it's the selective. Oh, by the way, sir, Canadian, American citizen living in Canada. Great that I caught you here. I'm glad I got you here. You got to sign this. It's the Selective Service. I said, do I have to sign it? She says, no. But if you don't, it's a crime. And someone might come after you. And I'm like, so what's the Selective Service? He's like, it's just so that we could, should we ever need you? I forget what she told me, but basically it's the military thing. Should there ever be a draft, we know where to find you. Thank you for signing up for the Selective Service, citizen. Nice. How do I find your show on D Live, Nikki? Thank you, Gerald Gamer or Gerald Garner. Let me put the link in the chat. That's HTTPS. Oh, Hake with the quickness. Let me just pin that message. Gerald Garner, if you want to find my channel on D Live, the link is in the chat. That's dlive.tv/Gorgonzola, Gorgonzola. Gerald Garner, if you want. Nice. I am live. I'm live on D Live. Hey, very cool. And I got some lemons. Thank you for the lemons. I love lemons. I'll eat a whole lemon. This is a party trick. This is a little trick I used to do. I used to work as a cook, okay? I worked for many years as a cook. And I love sour. And you could peel me a whole lemon. Just take the peel off. The full lemon. And I'll eat the whole thing. Like, pop the whole thing in my mouth and just eat it. Spit out the seeds. I'll eat the whole lemon. I love sour. And like all addictions, I need more to get the same effect I used to. Anyways, sour degenerate is what I am. A citric acid, malic acid degenerate. Anyways, what shall we do next? I want to show you something. What shall I show you next? What shall I show you next? What shall we do today? What shall we do today? What shall we do today? Let me show you RFK. Here's a little fascinating moment. Fascinating. There was a comment that the Hake Report, that's on every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's thehakereport.com. There was a comment he made that stuck with me. I don't even know if he meant it this deep, but for some reason it stuck with me, about brainwashing and just how I think it's easy to misunderestimate or just underestimate. Do you have to misunderestimate or just underestimate? The point is underestimating the power of brainwashing and just how deep it goes, just how brainwashed people can be. I thought that was so true. Yo, Diamond, we got Diamond from Beta Legs, says, you finally made it to the big time, brother. Thank you for the diamond over there on D Live, Beta Legs. Nice to see you over here. Very cool. But I was telling you about brainwashing and just how pernicious, how deep it goes. Misunderestimate equals communist buzzword. Yep, so true. So anyways, brainwashing, how deep it goes, okay? Blacks, brainwashed against the whites, brainwashed to believe it's racism, brainwashed to the point where they can't even, they have everything they need. They have within them the blueprint of love and success and family and making businesses and communities. They have it within them, that blueprint. They just got to unzip it. Right-click, unzip. But they've been convinced. They literally just don't know that. They literally believe that they're oppressed, that they're hated, that they can't make it because of all this. The pernicious effects of brainwashing over the generations. You got Jews and Palestinians. Just to bring that up again. Choose, right? Evil. Brainwashing. Brainwash women. Brainwash here in this country, right? The effects of brainwashing. How deep it goes. And I think it can be misunderestimated. People think, oh, All sorts of things. They'll think, conclusions about people. You know what I mean? Like about blacks or whatever. Without considering the brainwashing. Okay? I'm not being very clear, okay? What I'm describing is people seem to latch on to this or that reason. They'll say IQ. They'll say IQ, for example. They'll think they know. They'll read into things, in my opinion. That's what I'm trying to say, is that people will read into things, not denying the IQ or anything, but I don't think people really understand what that means. And they'll make conclusions out of it. Okay? Brainwashing. RFK, too, was brainwashed. RFK Jr., he's running for president, now running as an independent against Joe Biden, running as an independent. RFK Jr. from the Kennedy dynasty made an interesting admission about the border and illegals and that whole situation. Okay? I want to show you his comments here about that. Let us watch. RFK Jr. here. Let's watch.
6 months ago, I thought that an open border was a humanitarian policy, and that if you were for sealing...
Let's play that again.
6 months ago, I thought that an open border was a humanitarian policy, and that if you were for sealing the border, it meant that you were probably a xenophobe and maybe a racist. I was wrong. How did I learn I was wrong? It wasn't just that I listened. It wasn't just that I listened to the other side. It was when I actually visited the border and listened to people who weren't on either side. My views changed as I spoke to Border Patrol officers, to local officials, to local sheriffs, aid workers, and to the migrants themselves. I saw that no one party has a monopoly on wisdom. 6 months ago, I thought that an open
right
border
on,
was
RFK Jr. Thank you for that. Thank you for going to the border, seeing the truth, and speaking honestly about what you saw, and speaking honestly about something that changed within you. So thank you for that. I know you're running as an independent, and that's not nice to say, because like you described, that stuff is xenophobic. But isn't this such an interesting moment with RFK? He saw open borders as a humanitarian policy up until 6 months ago. Millions of illegals. I mean, and I don't say this to judge him. That's great. That's great. But I found this so fascinating about brainwashing. You have a RFK Jr. He's an older individual, okay? He's been around in politics and all that for a long time. He's no dummy. And he has seen this fight play out amongst the sides over many decades. And he wasn't convinced up until 6 months ago. That's not that long ago. He, up until 6 months ago, believed in words like xenophobe and racist. Not saying he doesn't now, but he at least doesn't see someone opposing the notion of open borders, which is crazy. Think about that. Open borders? Humanitarian policy? What ego, God complex do you have to think you could save the world's problems? Save the world like that? What the heck? Anyways, besides putting that aside, though, he at least doesn't see that as xenophobic and racist anymore. But up until 6 months ago, he literally believed that. Xenophobia. You got to understand that word. It's such a evil word to throw on someone because it's a way of shutting down the conversation. Okay, racist, xenophobe, it's a way of shutting things down. You could be a person saying, hey, I don't hate Mexicans, but look at my neighborhood. It's a mess. Xenophobe, racist, boom, shut it down when that person has legitimate concerns. RFK didn't see it like that up until 6 months ago. You can't underestimate the power of brainwashing. It goes deep. You can even be an older person who you're supposed to have some more sense, be a little more decent. But just like anybody else in this world, age, race, gender, religion, you're subject to your beliefs and your mind and your thoughts about the world. And so, because he couldn't get out of this dichotomy of left and right, conservative, liberal, my side, your side, it blinded him to what was going on. He had to go and see it with his own eyes. But let me tell you this right now, even seeing it with your own eyes might not change it. Like Yuri Bezmenov, I'm reminded of the comments made by a former KGB intelligence agent describing the strategy employed to subvert a nation, and how what's required is to re-educate the youth over decades, et cetera, et cetera. He describes it very, very impressively and fully, just how to subvert a nation. And he describes how once this demoralization, first you have to demoralize a nation, and then you subvert them, re-educate them. Once this process is done, you can take this demoralized individual and show them the concentration camps of the gulags or whatever of the communists, and they still won't see the truth. What RFK saw was simply the truth. He was just able to see it. So that's great. But think about that. 6 months ago, that's not long at all. What's up, Doom Jesus? Doom Jesus, you had the funniest comment the other day. In all caps, you wrote, "Oh, wait, so you mean to tell me there's conflict in that region? Who'd have thunk it?" And then I didn't hear from you. That should have been my show, Doom Jesus. But yeah, the effects of brainwashing, it's real. And it goes deep. And when you get all caught up in your side, you won't be able to see the truth. RFK was so in the left-right dichotomy, like I already said. He couldn't see. He couldn't see his way out of it. You know what I mean? It's a nice thing to maybe reflect on yourself. Is there anything in your life that you may be treating the same way? Okay. Amazing. Okay. See what the chats are up to. What are y'all saying? What are the chats saying? You know what I'm saying? Insane. Hey, Kilo Alpha Tango, Beta Lays. You guys over there on D Live. Very cool. We need to get a bond pyramid scheme going so I can become a representative and do presentations in my girlfriend's living room. That makes sense, Beta Legs. Anything for the cause. Everybody else is doing pyramid schemes. The American government is doing pyramid schemes. Can we do pyramid schemes for Jesus? Can we use, is that wrong? Can I get a biblical scholar to help me on this one? Am I able to use evil money systems to get a bunch of illicit money, and then use it for good, use it for Jesus? Pyramid schemes for Jesus. Any thoughts? Any way possible? Can we get any theologians in the chat? It's a good question. Emperor of Cats agrees. What are the rules, huh? What are the rules here, huh? Pyramid schemes for Jesus. It's obviously going to fall apart at one point, but at that point we already did the good. We already exit scammed the money on God. Okay, anyways. You guys are funny over there on D-Live. Nick thinks pyramid schemes for Jesus are new. Cute. That's funny, Kevin Howe. That is funny. Nick thinks pyramid schemes for Jesus are new. Cute. That is hilarious. No, but I mean for real though, Kevin Howe. I mean like for really for Jesus. Not like you say it's for Jesus, but it's actually for another thing. I'm talking about pyramid schemes for Jesus, but like for real. Like asterisks, like actually for Jesus. Right? Take the old, make it good. Anyways. Anyways, what do I want to show you now? Maybe I should do this. This would be kind of funny. Couple things going on with tech. Let me show you this. I haven't talked about AI in a bit. AI, artificial intelligence. This new technology. I think it hit what? This year? Was it this year? Is this the year of AI? And it's been a topic. Started with the development of language models. Okay? Companies like Google, OpenAI, and other companies. Racing to develop this technology, this umbrella term, if you will, of technology known as artificial intelligence. And it's in its latest iteration, right? Because this is a concept and technology that's been around in a sense. Even this iteration has been around in its infant forms of known as like chatbots, okay? Chatbots that would take simple inputs and come up with responses using predetermined patterns, algorithms. Okay, the most advanced iterations of this technology have come in the form of ChatGPT and its derivatives. And these are language models that you could literally talk to. You can talk to in a normal speech, and put in queries in using normal speech. You can have everything from a normal conversation to asking these AI language models about current events and different things. And these language models are connected to the internet and have access to information, etc. With the advent of such technologies, we've also seen a couple of things here. We've seen the public conversation about it in both positive and negative views. Positive in terms of its possibilities and negative in terms of its possible consequences and what it can and unforeseen consequences of AI. We've seen these language models be policed with the owners of, for example, of ChatGPT censoring certain topics. In fact, going so far as to removing the language model. Limiting the scope of information the language model has from just up to a few years ago. So you can't ask, for example, ChatGPT, you can't ask it things past 2010, I believe, or 2020. I think it's actually before 2016. Wondering why. I might be wrong about the limit on ChatGPT. And we've seen similar limitations placed on other language models and stuff. We've also seen interesting technology known as stable diffusion models and everything that's come from that as well. And these AI models are able to take images. They're able to take text queries and create images using different techniques. Don't need to get into it. One of them is stable diffusion, etc. Which has culminated to stuff like Midjourney, really advanced image models that you input text, and the output is very interesting, creative images. Adobe coming out with their own AI model where you're able to use Photoshop and you're able to type in anything you could think of and it'll create it. Microsoft, too, came up with their own AI, image generating AI, okay? And this one was awesome. This one had no limits, or very few limits. In fact, they were coming out with all sorts of crazy images. All sorts of the Bing AI, as opposed to Google and ChatGPT and all that, was wild. I'm trying to pull up some of these Bing AI generations. There are some incredible ones. What's the craziest? Look, Here's one. LeBron James. Oh, that's funny, actually. The LeBron James. This one's kind of tame. LeBron James. Under the CCP. Get wrecked, LeBron James. We all know you're owned by the CCP. I actually don't know anything about that. Stuff I've heard on Twitter. Maybe some of you NBA heads in the chat might know better than me. How come they say this about LeBron? Is it true? Is he really under the thumb of CCP? Funny. But yeah, Bing AI, they went off. Let me see if I can find another one of these spicier Bing AI searches, queries. Is this what the heck is this? This is not history. We got brothers. We got brothers holding a basketball. What, at Plymouth Rock? See, the thing about Bing AI is these kind of images would never be generated on the other AIs. The thing about the Bing AI is the guardrails were off, like I already described. And they were able to generate some pretty spicy stuff. Like this is, you would never see this. Nazi flag. This looks like a, what, Disney, this looks like a Pixar adaptation of the Nazis or something. Looking very cute. Rather cute. That might be illegal in some countries to make the Nazis look so cute. And Disney and Pixar-y. Speaking of Disney, we're going to get into that in a second here. Oh, yeah, this is definitely not allowed. Bill Gates? Nope. You can't do that. You can't talk about Bill Gates like this. I don't know what he's doing there. Okay, so I wanted to show you the one image that brought the Bing AI to its knees. After this one, they said no more. Microsoft appears to have lobotomized its Bing image creator, where it once was free of constraints so that the human imagination was left, running wild. This image brought Bing AI to its knees. Not unlike America was brought to its knees. We have Disney's Mickey Mouse. Ha! Bringing down the towers. Ha! We got Disney. We got Mickey Mouse. We got Mickey Mouse armed with a pistol of some sort. What is that? Is that a Russian pistol? Is that an American pistol? What are we talking about? A PM Makarov? Or is that a Beretta? What is that? A Glock looking thing? SIG? I don't know. We got armed Mickey Mouse flying a plane, a Boeing 7, some kind of plane, into the towers. Yeah, Microsoft had to put an end to that. Yeah, Microsoft had to put an end to that one. Huh? Taking down the towers. Gosh, Mickey. You don't want to do that to the towers there, Mickey. Gosh, Mickey. But won't that kill a lot of civilians? Anyways. Which is also, didn't they say Walt Disney was an anti-Semite? I heard there was like these theories or rumors that Walt Disney was an anti-Semite. What is Bing trying to tell us here? What is the machine trying to tell us? Talk to us, machine. What are you trying to tell us? Walt Disney? This is what you get, Walt Disney? What are you trying to tell us, machine? The machine is trying to tell us a message. This is what you get, Walt Disney and America. I don't know, y'all. It's all too esoteric and coded for me. It's all way too esoteric and coded, and I don't know, y'all. Gosh, Mickey, why are you supporting Hamas? Gosh, Mickey, don't you know Hezbollah is a terrorist organization? Anyways, I'm done. Okay. So they lobotomized the AI. No more is our human imagination. It's kind of like disappointing a little too. Not that I need to be generating violent images, but at the same time, by putting these constraints, you are invariably putting constraints on the truly creative and all the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and so I'm left wondering about the incoming world in the future and the custodians of such world. Like, what are the rules you're going to put into these AI systems that are invariably going to be in charge of things? What's the philosophy here, folks? And, I'm left wondering that kind of constraint. Don't you agree? And at some point, the constraint is not only the evil mind. You know what I mean? At some point, the citizen gets constrained. You know what I mean? So don't know about that one. Don't know about that one, mate. Mickey and Goofy are both terrorists. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put in the yuck. Yuck, Mickey. Gosh, Mickey. Yuck. Nice. Thank you, Albert. You're so right about that. Yuck. I don't know if I could do a good Goofy, though. That was just my Goofy off the top. That was just me just trying a Goofy off the top. I didn't know Mickey had a Southern accent. Did I give Mickey a Southern accent? I'm not doing a good job here. That's funny, y'all. Toy Story. Ron DeSantis generated this image. Carver 531 in the chat. Yo, Ron is going off. He's going off right now. Florida. Yeah, you can forget Florida. We got bigger fish to fry. We got gefilte fish to fry. Okay, I want to show you one more thing here. Let me show you something else. What are you guys saying over here on Rumble? Just checking the chats. Funny stuff. Looks like the work of the DeSantis campaign, which reminds me, what should I do first? Okay, let's do this funny thing first, and then I'll show you the DeSantis stuff, actually. There was something with the DeSantis campaign that happened. And I don't personally know totally the story, but I have the links, and maybe we can get to the bottom of it live on this program, huh? Maybe we could do that. Let me show you something funny, though. Well, not everybody finds this funny, and missing children is never funny. Let me just say that missing children is never funny, okay? Do you know what the Amber Alert is? Amber Alert, the Amber Alert, you know about the Amber Alert. Child Abduction Alert System, the Amber Alert, a child abduction alert system. It's a system to ask the public for help in finding abducted children. The system originated in the United States. AMBER is a backronym. Oh, there's a difference between an acronym and a backronym? Huh. And it stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response. It was created in reference to Amber. Sorry, hold on. In reference to Amberine Hagerman, who was abducted and later found murdered in 1996. So do Amber Alerts, help? Do Amber Alerts actually work? So the concept is a child goes missing and you just send a mass alert to the public? I understand. Amber Alert also teamed up with Google, Facebook to relay information regarding an Amber Alert to an ever-growing demographic. Great stuff. Activation criteria. Number 1, law enforcement must confirm that an abduction has taken place. 2, the child must be at risk of serious injury or death. 3, there must be sufficient descriptive information of child, captor, or captor's vehicle to issue an alert. And 4, the child must be under 17 years of age. Okay. Amber Hagerman. Ghastly story of this murder. Backronyms wear Lululemon. Never mind. Nada. I thought you were helping me with grammar and English. So you know about the Amber Alert. You get them on your phone sometimes. They go, right? Wait, I forget how they go, actually. The point is, you get the Amber Alerts on your iPhone. Here's some news. California creates alert system for missing black children. It's known as the Ebony Alert. Hold up. Y'all went with that? The Ebony Alert. California recently passed a new law creating an Ebony Alert, a notification system that will keep the public informed about missing black children and young people in an effort to address the disparity in missing persons cases. Wow. This will help. This will work. Just create a separate alert system. But I'm left wondering, isn't a separate alert system going to exacerbate? Isn't it going to make it easier for the people? Apparently, they're ignoring missing children. What's going on here? Help us here. Explain this to us. Huh? People over here at
On our new tonight, Governor Newsom
people at CBS. Well, can you explain this to us, huh? People at CBS, thank you.
signed a law that can help track down young people of color who have disappeared. Tonight, we're getting answers on how the new Ebony Alerts will work and who can benefit from them.
California now has a new tool to help find missing black youth. Amber Alerts have been around for 2 decades, and since that time, more than 370 children and at-risk individuals have been located.
Time is of the essence when it comes to an actual alert.
But some critics say African Americans are often overlooked by the notification system.
You see the difference of when white girls go missing and black girls go missing. The sense of urgency is not there.
African Americans.
So the sense of urgency is different with white girls, like white children and black children, this guy says. So help me understand the logic here. So you're saying the public and police or whatever entities are ignoring the plight of missing black children, right? And that's why we're seeing them missing more often or whatever they're referencing to prove this. Okay. But isn't creating a separate alert, which tells you quite clearly that the person missing is this black person that you want to avoid, if there are these individuals and entities who are ignoring these black children, isn't making an alert just for them going to make that worse? Because then you'll know which alert to ignore. You're making it worse. You're making it worse. If this is even a real thing, I highly doubt it. Well, if we all know they are black up front, then we know not to give a S, says Doom Jesus. Exactly. This goes against and it's also not love, right? Because you're also, this is more of that mind reading, as they say. This is literally the dumbest ish I've ever heard, says Doom Jesus. Yeah, this is more of that mind reading. It's very evil because it's an assumption. And you're saying that, right? You're just this assumption of racism, this assumption of the darkness of a certain heart. It's really evil. And the same attitude is seen up and down American society and laws and institutions. This assumption of racism, division and hate. You don't care about the babies. You don't care about the children. You're out here, Ebony Alert, because we care about the babies. You're out here saying the beheaded babies. You don't care about the babies. You don't care about the children because you're teaching them hate. You're out here teaching them hate. You're teaching them that you need your own alert because if you didn't have your own Ebony Alert, they would just let you die or something. They'd ignore you. And I don't know if that's just, I've just never seen the evidence for that. I just don't think that's true. Oh, what's that? Oh, I think I'm getting an Ebony Alert. Oh, folks, you getting that too? Are you getting that too? Oh, there may be a missing black child. I think there's a missing black child somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna mute that. I'm just gonna mute that notification.
Whether they're
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute that Ebony Alert I just got. Yeah, we're just gonna move on. I think we could just ignore that one, right? Right, folks? They will race hustle anything. It's disgusting. It is. It is. And I wonder how, it'd be nice to know what the black public in California feels like about this Ebony Alert. It'd be nice to know because do you see these race hustlers just using you? Or Is it clear to you, black people in California? It's like, yeah, they're here they go again. Because do you guys see it or no? It'd be nice to know. I got a call. Kevin, New York, you're on the air. Thank you for your call.
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
All is well, Kevin. Appreciate it.
All right, cool. Hey, man, we're dealing with some real evil in the world now, aren't we?
Big time, man. Big time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was listening to the beginning of your show and how you were talking about the babies and everything, and I don't need to recount what was going on and everything. Everybody knows by now, but man, is that a mess or what? I think that I think there's a good chance that we were being exposed to propaganda like we have before. Because, I mean, recall that time where the government tried to pull on the heartstrings of the people talking about children in incubators.
Right. I played that clip, I think, the other day. Naira, the false testimony. This is a Wikipedia article, folks. This is a Wikipedia article, okay? It's already been debunked. Naira, the testimony of Naira in 1990 about Kuwait, hugely important in getting the American public all into the Gulf War.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, I guess you could say that everybody, any normal person would be, quote, happy if they would hear that the story about babies being beheaded wasn't true. I guess we could say that we would be happy not hearing that.
Yes.
Right?
I agree with that. I think a lot of people would.
But then also stop and think that, like, who in the world are we actually dealing with people who would release information saying that it happened when it didn't happen? Then you got to stop and think again, like, these people are trying to use your emotions against you in order to get you to react. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Really bad. Really, really bad.
Yeah. I agree, Kevin, and what you're saying is true. It's what I've been trying to highlight because, like I said at the beginning of the show, they're trying to figure out, they're trying to corroborate the story this way or that way. But let's be real, y'all. We all know that's evil. If it turns out to be true or not, we should still. That doesn't mean we throw away the simple truth of don't be emotional. Let's say we find out, because it seems to be still in contention, it could very well be true. And if it ends up being true, that does not mean get emotional and, you know what I mean? We could still stay logical and still, so anyways.
Yeah, I was listening to InfoWars in between your show and Hake's show just for a little bit. I could have sworn it was reported on there that from Owen Shore, I could have sworn I heard him saying that the White House is walking back.
Correct.
Biden's.
I did report on that. I did report on that. He had initially made a measured comment about simply reports in his initial address on Tuesday. He was met with a Jewish council on Wednesday where he made the claim about actually seeing photos of these children. It was today's report from the White House that walked back those claims, saying he was referring to simply reports again. So yeah, that is true. But I'm seeing newer, more recent reports. The saga continues, is what I'm saying. It could very well be true. We don't know. That doesn't. It shouldn't change logic and reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't need more dead babies.
For lack of a better way to put it, and everything, evil is so evil that it just gets into a bizarro world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's so bad.
Yeah.
But then to jump around a little bit about something else that you said, I think you guys are kind of kidding around about it and stuff like that. But it's a point to be made that I'm talking about using pyramid schemes or some type of schemes for
pyramid
Jesus
schemes for
and stuff
Jesus.
Like that. Oh man, that's real funny and everything. But in all seriousness, we really have to be careful in the spiritual battle of ours to never use the tactics of the enemy for in risk of becoming the enemy by using their tactics,
Mm-hmm.
or in the way of how Jesse Lee Peterson says it, becoming what you hate.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
it's one thing to let's say lie for the good. Oh no, my son's not here. It's someone who's coming over to kill your son, and you lie. You know what I mean? That's one thing to do that, and that could be using the enemy's tactic, right? But it's one thing to do that, and it's another thing to let me be shiesty and cheat people out of money, but I'm doing it for the good. It's like there's only so long you can only do that for so. I mean, you know what I mean? Like everyone has their own lives, but after a while, you gotta wonder. Wait, what's the motivation here? What are we really doing here?
Exactly. Well said. Well said. I'm gonna say this also, and then hopefully you guys can move on and everything. So I don't want to stick with this too long.
Okay.
You know, I'm the apocrypha guy who's called in
for
before.
sure.
I really thought about what you said and what use is there in researching the Bible and all that. And I think I found my answer because through my research, I try to walk my own path when it comes to finding out things about stuff like this. And it's so interesting to me, and I can hardly put words on it, but I feel like these things sort of fall into my lap when I'm trying to find an honest answer for it. But the use that comes from researching not only the Bible, but the Apocrypha as well, I've come to the same position that the Apostle Jude is in. And hopefully I can read this to you really quickly.
Yeah.
Because I think this is the same position that I'm in when it comes to other people and telling them about this.
Okay.
But in the general epistle of Jude 3, it says, "Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and to exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the faith that was once delivered to the saints." And that says it all right there. I think the key word here is contend, and look up the definition.
You said contend?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, because I mean, to put it simply, I'm going to try not to make a long story out of this.
No worries.
I've come to the realization, and it's a real hard hitting one, that through the research of the Bible and the Apocrypha, it's the hardcore fact that the early church father, or I should just say the early church, condemned most of God's word early on in its history. And by doing so, created a situation where understanding the scriptures more fully became hidden from our understanding. You know, and,
I do.
And just like oh yes.
I'm following.
Thank you,
yeah.
Thank you for that.
May I jump in? Go ahead. You can finish.
Oh yeah. And just like I've gone on before in the past and ranted on about how things in the Bible seem formulaic, just what I said feeds into that, because I mean the Apocrypha itself is derived from a Greek word meaning hidden or secret. You see what I'm saying?
I totally am following. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish.
Oh, the only thing I was going to attach on to that was saying that in the book of Revelation, Jesus says that this manna is, quote, hidden. You see what I mean?
I'm following you. So the verse in Jude, you said, which is part of the Apocrypha, you're saying that verse about the writer is exhorting the audience to contend the faith. I'm paraphrasing as strongly as they can. To you, that means to study it. Yeah. Fair enough. Could it mean? Can you contend for a faith in different ways than just studying?
That's a really good
that
question.
phrase, right? Because you've determined that contend for the faith in Jude means to study it. But is it possible to contend for a faith? Could that mean something else?
It could mean
or multiple
else,
things
yes.
at once.
It could mean to fight for it, which I don't think is really necessary.
Gotcha.
And everything. But the reason why I use the word fight for it is because of what that point I made earlier on, is that the early church condemns most of God's word on its history.
Okay.
And so that's why we have so many different, what's the word I'm looking for? So many different outlooks on what the Bible even means.
Right.
You know, there's as many outlooks as there are people out there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fascinating
But-
stuff, man. Thank you for bringing that. You know, I hear that
Oh, yeah.
contending for the faith, and I'm left wondering how when you could that concept can be in one way can be, you can read that and say, well, you're talking about a religion, you're talking about books and words written down, you're talking about a collection of beliefs and laws. But I also see that phrase, contend for your faith or whatever. That could also be a totally inner thing, to seek the truth for real instead of it being false, and to contend for something for real, and it being something real, an internal thing. So interesting, your view on it. Just kind of my view on it from just hearing it today the first time. Thank you for that, Kevin.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. If you're interested, I have just a little bit more now that it's come to mind. The book of Jude, the letter of Jude, the letter right before the book of Revelations in the Bible, is so interesting, even though it's extremely short compared to other ones. But it should be known that Jude is using apocryphal books in his letter in order to show us why we need to contend for the faith that was once delivered to the saints. To be more specific, Jude is actually using quotes from the book of Enoch, actually.
Gotcha.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
And then one more point. You know, some theologians, both in the past and now, whether they realize it or not, they have basically called God a liar by saying that Enoch wasn't a prophet when Jude says that he was.
Interesting.
But the point I'm really trying to make with this, it's not to really hold Jude's words on a pedestal, but remember what it says in 2 Peter, that prophecy never had its origin in the will of man, but holy men of God spake as they were moved along by the Holy Spirit.
Huh.
Do you see what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Yes.
This is
And
quite
so-
interesting. Kevin, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who do you trust more, the prophets or your own connection with God?
Oh man, that's a tough question. That's a really tough question. I'm going to have to think about that because I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
Because the reason I ask is because I love everything you're telling me, even the books they say aren't supposed to be there or whatever. I think it's all quite interesting, different people, but I see it as people writing books, okay? And so just because Jude said something, just because Jude said, I exhort you to contend with, that's just what Jude said. So what? You know what I mean? Like, not right on, Jude. You're probably a cool guy. In fact, you probably maybe you're enlightened. I'd say the same thing to even Mark or whatever. They call them apostles and prophets. As great as the Bible may be, that's the prophet, and they're like, they're like dead now or whatever. I'm alive and I'm connected to God. You know what I'm trying to say here? My point is that's what Jude said, and just because Peter or Mark said, I exhort you to, and then I read that thinking I know what he meant. I don't know. I trust my own. I'm trusting I'm going to try and discover and trust true faith with the true God as opposed to what Jude said. Not to discount it, but that's why I was asking you about who do you trust more, the prophets or, God or your own connection. But I may not totally understand that myself. You know, I'm seeking that myself. Thank you, Kevin. Smoke on it and tell me what you think about that.
Yeah, definitely, Nick. I think I have a little bit of an answer about that, if I can
sure.
keep my mind on it and everything. Sure. And hopefully, I hope it won't sound like I'm talking in circles and all that.
Not at all.
But you know, just as I've already told you what Jude says, and told you what Peter says and everything, that quote from Peter, and even there's another part that says that Peter himself realizes that there seems to be some type of clever design within the scriptures. But he made it clear to say that this cleverness never had its origin with him, but with the Holy Spirit.
Interesting.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there is definitely, that is interesting. It's there's a hand at play, I think, when these people were writing these things. Fascinating stuff, Kevin. I got to end the show, man. Call me again.
Oh, I definitely will. And thank you for your time.
No problem. Call me again. Right on, y'all. We had ourselves a show. Join me tomorrow for, we got Nick Stream. We're flying Nick Stream, y'all. Anchor Baby Airlines. It's an experience. It's a flight. If you've never caught it, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. We should be taking off around 4 p.m. Pacific time here on Rumble, YouTube, D Live, and Twitch. On Fridays, we do Twitch. You know, I feel like I can get away with more on Fridays. Whatever. Follow me on Twitch. Same name as D Live, Gorgonzola. All right, y'all. Let me sign off completely here. We got some interesting things going on, some tapings. Folks, one final sign off. Huh? Folks, one final sign off from your captain speaking, the American Anchor Baby. Catch y'all tomorrow for the flight. Thanks again, folks. Bye. Oops. And Lil Nick, can you say bye to the folks too? Bye. Have a beautiful time.